We're here.
Ah!
Looks
I
like
don't know
a
that
command.
kid.
Man.
Oh, yeah. One thing real quick.
Huh?
You fucker, you got me hooked on this Dragon Ball Z game.
Yeah, it's Fighter Z.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? And I could have done this forever ago, but I feel like there hasn't been a time in a while where I've been able to do like just a what would you consider that? It's not like a RPG. It's a
like an arcade game?
yeah, like an arcade game.
Yeah.
Where it's like you don't really need to pay attention to the fucking story. You're
No.
just going in there and you're button mashing.
Yes.
And I
For
got it like
hours.
a week or two ago, and anytime I'm like, I just want to go in, throw down for like maybe 20, 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I kid you not, the minute I start,
Yes.
the adrenaline starts pumping.
It's gorgeous.
It wakes me up, and I'm
Yes.
like, okay, this
It's
is
like
actually...
you almost feel like you're fighting.
Yes.
Because you're having to react so
Yeah,
quick.
the reaction, testing your reaction
So a
speed.
little quick, not update, quick side note with me and Lynn. We've talked about it before, but this is the thing. We are competitive when it comes to fighting games. Soul Calibur, Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi, Bleach,
I forgot about
Street
that one.
Fighter,
Yeah.
Just about
Marvel vs.
vs.
Capcom.
Capcom, Smash Bros. Any fighting game we can get our hands on that both of us like, we will fight each other.
Yeah.
So the biggest two games we had back in the day were Soul Calibur and Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi. Me and him, like I've talked about before, he's Siegfried, I'm Nightmare. Dragon Ball Z, however, whole different story. I have Gohan, that's my boy. Lin would fuck with Goku, Vegeta, and the other kids, and we would battle for hours. And just like our eyes would be burning. Like that's how much we would go.
Between that and getting like carpal tunnel in your hands and shit, you're just like...
Well, because they had that weird thing where it was like you had to wiggle both
at the same
Yeah,
time
and
with
I
the,
was
with
a
the
master.
beams.
He
yeah,
always lost.
I couldn't fucking
I had it done in
hated
a
I
heartbeat.
hated that shit.
But now he's got me hooked, so I'm gonna have to look into it. What's it called?
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Fighter Z.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
like
yeah,
Z Fighters?
and Z is that what it is? It's Z. Yeah.
I don't know. That's just what they're called.
I think it's just Z Fighters. Yeah, it came out 2018, so it's older, but it's
It looks beautiful.
they're consistently updating it.
It looks.
So the playability's there for quite a while. So like I said, I'm gonna get another controller, and we're just gonna fucking
we'll be
destroy
on
that.
it.
Yes.
And trust me, we will have video footage of this. Like
you know
guys,
what? I forgot about
guys
that.
see,
That could be a.
I'm doing some stuff with our videos.
Yeah.
They're getting a little more fancy.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna have some footage of us battling it out while you're listening to us talk as well. So it'll be cool, fun times. So well, something we didn't talk about because Lynn was worried, but now that worry has subsided.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't really holds value, but it's now more
Like it's not just that.
yeah.
It's more of like a part of the whole. So this whole censorship, age restriction nonsense going on with YouTube. Who was the first guy it started with? I forget his name.
Andrew Tate.
No, not Andrew Tate.
Oh.
The YouTuber who made the video that got it all started.
Oh, Corey Kenshin.
Corey Kenshin.
Yeah.
He put out a video.
My name
one
is
of his
Corey Kenshin.
mortuary's assistant.
But a lot of people
Videos
played
got
that. Yeah,
flagged.
a lot of people played that shit. And it's like
he made a video, brought up Markiplier. His video, they got flagged, they removed the flag, and then all of a sudden a few days later they put the flag back on Kenshin, and then they flagged Markiplier's video.
Well, one of the things that they were adding up to, and it's one thing that's I wanted to talk about, is it obviously comes more or less back to social media and how a platform holds a lot of power. But the thing is that you don't know if these platforms are being individually operated by actual employees or if it's all run on a what was it? The algorithm, like a bot just doing everything.
Well, and YouTube is owned by Google.
Yes, so it being exactly, so it's got an AI
Right. Google's practically Skynet.
mentality to be able to run things, and Corey Kenshin did exactly that. When he got age restricted for a certain scene in that game, he was the only one out of everybody. So he put it out.
Research.
He put it out on social media saying like, hey, he asked YouTube like, why am I getting restricted? He asked for it to be rebutted, and they denied him.
Yeah.
And it's up there like.
Oh yeah,
15, 17 million.
And he's big. He gets millions of views.
But he went back and found that Markiplier had the same game.
Yes.
And that his wasn't restricted. So he brought it back to his YouTube rep and he said, hey, so this guy did the exact same thing and he's not age restricted.
Right.
So what's going on? So rather than YouTube, bunkering down and be like, well, this is the reason why, they unage restricted him.
Right.
And then let him play. So Corey decided to spout it saying, hey, what the fuck? I need to know why you did it, not just give it back to me.
Right.
So YouTube punished him and age restricted him.
And then hit Mark.
And
apparently they've hit everybody else now.
Jack got it. Everybody got it. So then, Corey Kenshin pretty much put out there that YouTube's being racist and they're profiling because for him to be one of the few one of the few black YouTube people that creators that comes in and is actually able to
Bring in
hold
views. Right.
He's always in the top ranking,
Right.
but he goes on these little hiatuses.
I was gonna say can disappear.
He'll disappear for
I
months.
didn't even know who he was. I've seen him because Lynn had brought him to my attention. I used to watch a YouTuber called Dashy, and this was a few years ago. I guess him and Dashy would hook up from time to time, but I never watched the videos. So when I saw that video, I saw the initial Kenshin video, and then I think I saw it on maybe Philly D or some other news channel I was watching, and it was just very interesting to see. I was like, oh crap, that's that guy. And then he's like, yeah, sometimes I'm gone for 6 to 9 months out of a time, come back, make a video, and it's getting 9-10 million hits. And I'm like, dude.
He said it. So anytime that he disappears for a little bit, comes back, puts out a video, it gets the top ranking, like in the top like 3
trending.
Yeah, trending. He's like number 1 trending. YouTube has a tendency to hit him with a flag on something.
Yeah, they
and it happens
always hit
so
him.
frequently. So he's like, "Why the fuck's this happening to me?" And the thing is, with how social media is now, is that the way that these platforms are running, they don't have to explain anything to you. I understand it
Unfortunately, they don't.
because at the end of the day, it's like if you're going to use their shit, you have to abide by whatever the rules they want.
Yes.
It's kind of like the casino policy where if someone comes in and they do something, we just want you gone. They're like, well, why? Well, it doesn't matter.
Well,
I have to explain to you. It's the right to refuse service.
I think people are upset now because YouTube has become corporatized. Because when me and you first got into YouTube, we were in high school, right? You couldn't necessarily post anything and everything, but you could damn near post anything you wanted on YouTube. And so people got used to that. And it was one of those things like having a casual Friday.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was casual Friday every day. But now YouTube's like, okay, well, casual Friday is only on Fridays. So people are having an issue with it because they're used to the freedom to be able to just say.
It's done this thing now where I don't want to get sidetracked with it because I want to talk about Mark Zuckerberg just because he was on Rogan's podcast not too long ago.
Really?
To put Zuckerberg on there,
yeah. Talking about that whole FBI shit with the Facebook and Donald Trump?
That was one of them. One of the things that he put out there. So I'll tarry back to what we're talking about. Zuckerberg put this thing out where he was talking to Rogan and he was saying that you're in the next year or two, you're going to have the ability to, let's say you're in a conference and you're talking to somebody, and in your glasses or your contact, a message will pop up in the corner of your eye.
Yes.
And the last thing you want to do is pull out your phone because it's being rude. So all you would have to do is do a slight twitch of your wrist, and it would pick up the motion of the message. Yeah. It's linking up with
it's augmented reality.
What Musk is trying to do is that Neuralink in the back of the head.
Exactly.
And they're trying to sync that up with what Zuckerberg's talking about doing.
Meta.
Yeah. So so it's the
metaverse.
Metaverse. Yeah. So it's the metaverse.
Yeah.
It's already in play.
Oh no, it's been in play.
But it's actually going to be publicly put out into play within like the next year or so.
That's where shit gets scary.
And Rogan put it out there. He said, "Dude, he goes, that's people are already distracted by their phones. If you put the ability for them to completely disconnect,
your fucking eye,
completely disconnect from a conversation by saying, "Hold on, let me get this,"
and then
staring off into the fucking distance and computing shit, bro. It's gonna cause gonna cause people's ability to have one-on-one conversations obsolete.
Because
and Zuckerberg
there will be people who don't want it.
And Zuckerberg just stopped and stared at him. He goes, "Well, I didn't think about it like that."
Yeah.
Rogan stumped him. He's like, I didn't think about human communication.
In Mark Zuckerberg's brain, everybody's a fucking Gen Z millennial, and nobody's older than that or something.
But
it's just like he just expects us to do these things.
He doesn't expect us. What I think it is that we're considered, since what is it, millennials? Is that what it is?
I think
is that what we are?
I think we're Generation X.
Is it? No, I feel like we're millennials. In our timestamp, I'm pretty sure
we
we're
might be millennials.
So
that's fair.
Because we're at an older era.
Yes.
It puts us to where we don't put out the funding.
Yeah, we don't matter.
We don't matter.
We don't matter.
We don't put out the funding in order to progress humanity into being more, not scientific, modernized. So in order to appeal to the crowd that does, Gen Z, whatever, that's something that they want.
Yes.
Opposed to the old cats when we're accustomed to the basic shit like the flip phones and everything like that.
Yes.
Why appeal to us? Because it doesn't matter what we think. We're not gonna.
Unfortunately, yes. From a social media aspect, yes, you're absolutely correct.
For a social media aspect, because what runs the world right now? Social media.
Kids
and social media. They have a higher. There's TikTokers that make more money than old school actors like Brad Pitt, an actor that's been around for fucking years. One of the top. And
no, I will say yes, but that's not solely from TikTok. That's from advertisers and stuff that they got from TikTok.
Yes.
I'll give you that.
So,
TikTok is
what's her name? There's the Samsung commercial where the girl picks up her phone. She goes, "Hey Google, what's this song?"
Yeah, I fucking
What?
hate
Addison
that.
Rae.
Yes. Ugh.
Do you see why she's popular?
No.
Because she came from TikTok. And you know what her net worth is now?
I'm sure a few mil.
Higher than most actors that have been acting for
I'm sure.
years.
I'm
So
sure.
it goes
Yeah.
to show that what he's doing, I get it, but
Yes.
Zuckerberg's appealing to the younger generation.
But see,
And
here's my
Rogan's
issue.
on our side saying, well,
It's
what
not
about
even on our side. Here's the thing, and I get it. You got to appeal to the younger generation, blah, blah, blah. The problem is, like they said, if you never learn from history, then you're doomed to repeat it. There's a reason old people complain about the new generation and the shit they do. It's because the new generation, it's almost like they're derailing something that was already fine. There was nothing wrong with it. We didn't have an issue with communicating by email, by text message, by phone, or me just coming over to your house. Us having cell phones didn't make us better friends, is what I'm saying.
Right.
You know what I mean? Having MySpace didn't get me a bigger friend group.
Right.
Stuff like that. So what I'm saying is, with us old people, we can kind of see the future because of the past we lived through. Because of our present, our present is their past.
But think about it also like this, is that when we were in our present, when
Yes.
we were riding our bikes around and actually, playing video games
Yes.
and texting,
Right.
our parents were saying the same shit about us.
No, that's what I mean. That's why old people complain about
They're
the young
like,
generation,
well, back in
because-
my day, we didn't need phones. We used to just meet up with each other at the park and throw
Right.
fucking hit a stick and a ball.
But nowadays, you have kids that are socially inept and can't even function in public because they're so used to being online.
So yes, that is also true. That's changed the adaptation of how. Somebody mentioned it a long time ago. It was a good quote. I know I'm gonna fucking butcher, and I've tried to say it before. Is like, was it soft men make hard times, which in terms makes the world like harder to live in. So in order for the world to become more pliable, you need hard men to make softer times. But in order to make hard men to make softer times, you're gonna create more soft men that
Yes.
return makes
Right.
hard times.
It's a revolving
It's
door.
a revolving door. So we were the hard men.
Right.
Soft times came in. It made fucking
Soy
life
boys and
way
shit,
fucking
yeah.
harder. So now harder men are going to come back in and reset the fucking cycle.
I'm hoping so. I'm really hoping so, because this change, this paradigm shift we've been seeing lately, and that's something I might save for overthinking a session. Just with the whole masculinity thing has been very interesting to see over the course of my
I want
past
to talk about
few
that
years.
on the next one, but we're going to cut it here.
Definitely on the next one. So that's the end of part 2.
Bye.
Next one.